Remember when advent calendars used to contain chocolate? Yeah, me neither. It seems like fewer and fewer chocolate advent calendars are being made nowadays, and instead we're now getting advent calendars filled with, well, anything, but usually tat. I'm not saying that it's impossible to find chocolate advent calendars in the shops nowadays. You can, just make sure you go in August before everyone has torn them to shreds. Is it really so hard for people just to be a little bit more delicate with advent calendars? See, that wasn't so hard, was it? Lego and Playmobil seem to be the first to do non-chocolate advent calendars. I remember getting the Lego City advent calendar when I was young and was annoyed to find that most of the builds weren't even Christmassy. The Playmobil one fared a bit better, but it seems they've only gotten worse because the new Playmobil advent calendar is just Back to the Future, which has nothing to do with Christmas at all. Funko Pop released an advent calendar in 2017 featuring Freddy Funko in different Christmassy outfits. And since then they seem to double the number of calendars they release every year. Fortnite, Marvel, Star Wars, The Office, Disney, Nightmare Before Christmas, Five Nights at Freddy's, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z. What is Christmassy about Dragon Ball Z? They're just not even trying with that one. Harry Potter has 5. Each year it gets a new one. What characters are even left? Day 24 has Goblin number 5 who worked in the bank. Thomas Mini's doing advent calendar with a mix of Christmassy and non-Christmassy ones. These are admittedly pretty cool and I actually like them. But last year was when I started to feel that these advent calendars might be going a bit too far, when I noticed that they were doing a pork crackling advent calendar. For those who don't know, pork crackling is bits of salty, fried, crispy pork fat. 24 days of it. I bought it and gave it to my dad thinking, well, he likes crackling, and then found it after Christmas with only the first 3 days opened. And I can't really blame him. I think if he had gotten through the whole calendar, he wouldn't have made it to this year. And since then, I've noticed a lot of weird ones cropping up. For example, cheese. 24 doors, each with its own cheese behind it. Seeds. Make your own seed bank to regrow crops after the nuclear winter. Beer, mince pies, chilies, candles, screwdrivers, plants, Pringles, more candles, Hot Wheels, a frankly absurd number of sexual wellness advent calendars. And I can't say what's actually in it without risk of getting demonetised. And I've noticed that there are a lot of smutty advent calendars, ranging from a lingerie advent calendar to straight up so each day you can plug yourself up with another item until by Christmas Day you're your own personal game of Buckaroo. Get the whole family round to take turns pulling out items. The loser is the one who causes a pro. Where were we? Oh yeah, the advent calendars. There's a Build-A-Bear advent calendar where every day you get new clothes to dress your bears. There's a Star Wars Droid Factory advent calendar where every day you get a different droid. A Numos advent calendar, which is just Build-A-Bear again, but with Disney characters. Look at them poking their little heads out. What are you looking at? There's a popcorn advent calendar containing 24 different varieties of popcorn. No wonder they have to resort to flavours like mince pie. There really doesn't need to be 24 different types of popcorn. A mindfulness advent calendar. A radio advent calendar where you build a working FM radio in 24 days. Friends. Behind each door is an ageing member of the cast who screams at you until you beg them to stop. Oh, wait, my mistake. It actually just contains 24 days of binnable tat with the Friends logo stamped onto it. A glow-in-the-dark candy advent calendar? That doesn't seem safe. Where's that being sold? Chernobyl? There's an advent calendar for beard oil. Socks. Loads and loads of socks. Actually, I got a sock one last year and they were the most comfortable socks I've ever worn. So this one gets a pass. But not Ted Lasso socks. That's absurd. A Lynx advent calendar? Yeah. Say Merry Christmas to the ones you love by telling them that they stink. Bic stationery containing 24 days of surprises, with one of the so-called surprises being a glue stick. Coffee, fidget spinners. You know, according to Amazon UK, the first most popular advent calendar this year is Galaxy Chocolate, which makes sense. The second is Crystals. 12 Days of Noodles advent calendar, a Dolly Parton advent calendar. Where, no, isn't like the radio one, you can't build your own Dolly Parton in 24 days.
It's alive!
It's in fact an advent calendar curated by Dolly Parton of all her favourite chocolate and sweets. Which is still frankly insane. The jewellery and the beauty ones are some of the ones that annoy me the most. They're always marketed as contains £500 of items for only £200. Don't act like that's a good deal. £200 is still a frankly insane amount of money for £500 of stuff that you couldn't sell. Furthermore, unnamed shop, you're deciding the price. It's clearly not £500 worth of stuff if it's being sold by you for £200. To me, it looks like £20 worth of stuff at a push. It's usually just various creams and face masks. In fact, there's one calendar that is just face masks. Every single day. How hydrated can one face get? Yu-Gi-Oh! Was another company that was quite early to the advent calendar game. Back in 2011, they made one in which each day you'd get a new card. And these were actually good playable cards too. The problem is that it was only released in Germany. So when they tried the idea again in 2018, they used only the worst cards they could find. Obviously. These were specifically cards themed around Christmas, and surprisingly they had enough Christmas cards to pull it off. Then the next year they released a Kuribo one, not really Christmassy and not really good cards, but Kuribo is the Pikachu of Yu-Gi-Oh! So it kinda makes sense. They were usually priced around £35, but I got this the day all the shops were closing down in November 2020 for reasons, so it was marked down to £5, so yeah, it was worth it. They haven't released any new calendars since, instead just re-releasing the old ones. And now the Pokemon trading card game is following suit, releasing their own calendar this year, which has a mixture of cards and actual booster packs though, which is pretty cool. That is if you haven't already had your fill of Pokemon figures and Pokemon Funko Pops and the Halloween Pokemon calendar. Just to add a note here, Halloween advent calendars make me sick, but we don't have time to go into that now. Even pets are getting grown advent calendars now. And they can stay actually, simply for the fact they caused this news story. Just look at this. Mum treats daughter aged 10 to an advent calendar only to embarrassingly find she's been eating catnip for days. A schoolgirl was furious, stupid pun, when she realised her weird tasting advent calendar bought by her mum contained catnip. Alyssa Evans, aged 10, had complained that her £1.99 advent calendar chocolates looked funny, but full-time mum Jess Evans thought she'd bought the perfect gift. Right, this is mostly just puns. And just look at her, look how upset she is. Look at how they've made her pose for that photo. Also, the news story says that she ate 4 days worth of the chocolates, but if you look at the picture, she's clearly gone back and had some more. I count 6 doors have been opened on that advent calendar. So I'm starting to think that she actually did like the chocolate. There's a Play-Doh advent calendar, a book advent calendar, a dinosaur advent calendar, and I don't care if you put a little Santa hat on a dinosaur, you cannot tell me that dinosaurs are Christmassy.
What?
In fact, dinosaurs spit in the face of Christianity as a whole. So this little dinosaur in a Santa hat is just mocking the whole idea of Christmas.
Motherfucker!
But the worst advent calendar of them all has to be this one. A fishing tackle advent calendar. And there's not just one, there are several. Ones for carp anglers, predator anglers, direct anglers. Advent calendars have officially gone too far and someone needs to put a stop to it. My name is Danny and I thought I didn't need advent calendars in my life. I thought I was better than them, but I'm not. Perhaps there is nothing wrong with some variety in advent calendars. It's just a simple calendar to make people excited for Christmas. If people want to have a fun one, then why not let them? Not everyone wants the same thing out of life, so maybe the same is true of advent calendars. And just like life, each door contains a new surprise and you never know what you're gonna... Wait, that's just Forrest Gump. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't watch Apocalypse Now. Is this what happens in the movie? I don't even know what I'm parodying. I'm just copying that bit in Community. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Delicious floor chocolate. That is so disgusting.